You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
We sent one of our fighters to you already, Diego Sanchez,
Yes.
to go get the whole battalion of tests and stuff. So how did that go? Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Fantastic. So we had Diego over, and we ran him through a couple of screens. Perfect candidate. I mean, obviously he's a top performer, and I can see why he's had a long, very successful career. He's very involved in his tool, right, which is his body and his physical health and so forth. So we brought him over to the Fitness Institute in New Mexico, and we had him go through a couple of screens. We're going to get him back and do a few more screens, but we put him through a Fit 3D scan, which is we took a three-dimensional picture of his entire body, about 400 near-infrared photographs as he was revolving around a table. That gave us, his body symmetry, any muscle imbalances that he might have, his full body composition, so lean mass, body fat, postural analysis.
Yeah, this sounds like super high-tech, crazy stuff. So is this like something you see in a movie? So is he standing on this table, sitting on this table?
Yeah, so he stands on this platform, and
like a little disc or something?
It's like a disc, and he hangs on to a couple of handles, and he's basically, stripped down like he might be in for a weighing. And so this camera, as he goes around, this camera, very special near-infrared camera.
Oh, I can imagine.
It shoots little pinpoint dots all over his body. And he goes around in a circle. And, so this is the leading edge or the gold standard for postural analysis, because now it's not our eyes just looking at something and being, subjective, potentially, although you need the analytics from an actual practitioner. But we have the objective measure of his physical body. In fact, it even creates an avatar for him.
Wow.
It takes about 30 seconds to do, about 35, 40 seconds. And gave him a lot of feedback. In fact, he was able to say, okay, there's some things I want to start working on. Gave him that kind of feedback immediately. So we took the photo, and then it shot him a very complex and comprehensive report that I can look at as somebody that's supporting him, or any other coach that he's working with can support him. But also it gives the athlete that feedback of what's happening
That's
for his body. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we ran him through that, and then we also ran him through a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan is another form of analysis. This is the gold standard in body compositioning. So we were able to see his lean body mass, so his muscles and organs. We were able to see his bone mineral mass. We were also able to see his fat mass and where he's storing fat. And this is an X-ray type device, and this takes about 5 minutes to run the full test. And again, very comprehensive. So we can see his visceral fat, which is fat that's in between the organs, and the more dangerous kind of for health reasons and so forth. We can see his subcutaneous fat, which is the stuff more that's the aesthetic component, right, that we want to get it. We can look at his bone mineral. We can see imbalances in muscle mass. So, if he has, some symmetry with his muscles. So do we have equal development? So a lot of feedback that we can give the athlete and the coach to help to make sure that they're optimizing where they are. And so we ran him through those tests. We're going to get him back and do a VO2 max test on him, where we'll see his aerobic and anaerobic threshold and see his capacity to do work. So
he'll be a regular resident over there.
Yes, I think so.
That.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do
Diego's a gadget man. Every day he comes over here, he's like got new gadgets,
headsets,
here. So
well, he was awesome. When he showed up, he had researched the device because he knew some of the tests that he was going to go through, and so he'd actually done the research. So the guy's super savvy, and really into his well-being.
He'll probably teach you one other thing or two.
He did, actually. I was pretty impressed.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.